This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Welcome to Skyrim Mods Monthly, the series where I showcase hot and trending mods. Vanilla dragon mounds are pretty lame. For locations that are supposed to be the final resting place for fearsome ancient dragons, they look more like glorified anthills. Thankfully, Ryn's Dragon Mounds collection overhauls all of the 22 dragon mounds found in Skyrim. Dragon mounds are pretty dynamic, with 4 different states. Before you encounter Alduin, all of them will be dormant. However, during the main quest, you may encounter deserted mounds where Alduin has recently resurrected a dragon. Occasionally, the resurrected dragon can actually be found nearby, gathering its strength, waiting for a chance to strike. And on a few rare occasions, you might encounter Alduin himself in the process of resurrecting a dragon. Half of these states will likely result in a battle. With vanilla mounds, they're fairly lackluster. But with Ryn's Dragon Mounds collection, all of these encounters will feel unique. Ryn's even placed dragon perch markers, so the dragons interact with their new environment, and this completely transforms dragon mounds from being boring side encounters to epic memorable boss battles. Ad time.
This is ridiculous. I can't learn anything about Hermaeus Mora because of Iskramor's stupid geo-restrictions.
Is someone trying to access highly outlawed Daetrix scriptures?
No.
Sounds like you need Surfshark.
I assure you, I was just checking my email.
Surfshark VPN keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all of the information sent between your device and the internet. I personally use Surfshark to keep all my data private, preventing anyone from selling it off. It even supports unlimited simultaneous device connections and is easy to use. But it also allows you to bypass any geo-restrictions and access content from around the world you might not normally be able to.
That is exactly what I need!
So what are you waiting for? Get 83% off and 3 months free by clicking the link in the description and using code Mern at checkout.
A few moments later.
Apocrypha's ancient knowledge is all at the touch of my fingertips.
Speaking of epic memorable boss battles, Atako has been working on new unique bosses that feature insane animations made by other modders like Black. Many of these bosses can be encountered naturally throughout the Dawnguard DLC. But be warned, as these bosses are extremely tough and are meant to be endgame challenges for an experienced Dragonborn. You'll want to be well prepared before facing them off, lest you want to end up as Scribjelly. Ordavis, the Banished Knight, can be found in the Soul Cairn. He serves the Ideal Masters, and is inspired from the Crucible Knights in Elden Ring. With the ability to disappear and reappear behind his target, he is a force to be reckoned with. Zalrus the Slave Warrior is a legendary forgotten fighter from Akavir. He served the Seishi in life, but his soul was trapped in death and confined to the Soul Cairn. He uses the Glaive of Toshraka to unleash a myriad of whirling and ranged attacks. And just like Ordavis, he is able to disappear and reappear behind his target. Skowrunger is a blood-cursed Dawnguard hunter, hell-bent on stopping the Dragonborn obtaining Auriel's bow. He believes even if the Dragonborn has good intentions, the bow would eventually be used for evil if someone were to defeat them. He can be found in the Forgotten Vale, and is inspired from the Bloodhound Knights in Elden Ring and the Abyss Watchers in Dark Souls. This boss is quite special, and he actually features a second phase where he will get aggressive and unleash AoE flame attacks. Cylindril, Warden of the Sanctum, is like Skowrunger, and will try to stop you reaching Auriel's bow at all costs. She boasts an extremely diverse moveset, and rotates between combos dynamically. Being inspired by Melania from Elden Ring, she is incredibly deadly. Now don't expect these bosses to be perfect. It's very difficult to make bosses feel right, and coming from modders, it won't be on par with the quality you'd see in something like a FromSoft title. It's also fairly difficult to balance these kinds of bosses across the many mod lists people may have. That being said though, I'm really impressed. This doesn't even feel remotely like Skyrim anymore. I'm willing to bet if you show this gameplay to other gamers, none of them would guess it's Skyrim. It's incredible how far modders have come, and it highlights that Skyrim isn't just a game. It's a platform for people to create whatever they want. Atako is currently overhauling the Arch-Curate Verther boss fight. They've modified the top of the Sanctum to be a large arena where the fight takes place, and they've even commissioned custom animations for him to use. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Bosses in Skyrim are very underwhelming in my opinion, and overhauls like this could make them much more enjoyable and interesting. If you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future content. If you don't, Bonzi Buddy will haunt you in your nightmares. Here's some good news for first-person players. Now, I understand you guys have been severely content-starved. An overwhelming majority of combat and animation mods these days are exclusively for third-person, but there is still some hope. Comprehensive first-person animation Overhaul adds thousands of first-person animations, many of which replace the default vanilla animations. However, some unique ones have been added as well, based on which weapon and magic combinations you're wielding. It's designed to be used with precision, so weapons have accurate melee collisions, and these two mods complement each other very well. Maces and Warhammer swings follow a primarily vertical path, so they're going to be single target focused, whereas swords and greatsword swings follow a horizontal path, so they're better suited for taking on multiple targets. This helps to make weapon types feel unique, and is a case where animations actually affect gameplay for the better. The project is still being worked on, some bugs need fixing, and new animations are on their way, so if you're a first-person player, you'll definitely want to keep your eyes peeled for updates. This next mod is going to completely revolutionize combat. Combat Pathing Revolution, CPR for short, is a major breakthrough. It fixes the biggest issue regarding enemy AI, that being that they're god-awful. When surrounded by enemies in vanilla, they clump together tighter than unstirred pasta, completely surrounding you, and this can be a little frustrating. This problem is also exacerbated if you're running with modern combat mods like MCO and SCAR. But CPR addresses this issue by introducing dynamic AI pathing for melee combat, and is the final piece of the puzzle to creating a robust modern combat experience within Skyrim. It also allows modders to create specialized AI pathing data for movesets, and this has some massive potential. Think of modders being able to make sword and shield users much more defensive, or making dagger users much more aggressive, frequently advancing and falling back to perform opportunistic strikes. I'm telling you guys, this will be the future of combat. In other news, PSBoss and Mandragorasprouts have been juking it out once again. Last month, PSBoss released a new Shaman Falmer replacer. No comment. And just this month, Mandragorasprouts released their own Falmer replacer. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. They're almost like Anu and Padme, keeping balance within the modding community. However, brace yourselves, because things are about to get steamy. PSBoss has just released a new Dwarven Centurion female replacer. I guess the Dwemer wanted to prove size really does matter. As PSBoss's conquest of big titification rages on, it seems that Mandragorasprouts may be our only hope to countering their increasingly erotic mods. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody has finally done it. I'm glad to say after 11 years, the most infuriating bug has been fixed for good. I am of course talking about the sprint sheathing bug. I'm sure everybody has encountered this frustrating bug hundreds of times. While sprinting, if you sheath or unsheath your weapon, your character will for some reason start sprinting at a lower speed. While not only looking goofy, it is infuriating as hell. I actually remember spending hours trying to solve this very issue, thinking it was a problem with my mod list, only to later realize, no, it's just Skyrim. But thankfully, Slavic Potato has finally put an end to it all, with Sprint Sneak Movement Speed Fix. Now what I didn't realize was even sneaking speed would also be incorrectly calculated when sheathing and unsheathing. Anyways, with a bug like this that occurs so frequently, this is a must-have mod for literally everybody, and Bethesda should have patched this bug a long time ago. But hey, at least we don't have to run goofy anymore. Some of you might be familiar with EVG Conditional Idols. This mod adds animations to actors based on some conditions. So when actors are low on magicka, they will appear to have headaches. When low on stamina, they will appear to be out of breath. And when nude, you know, you get the point. EVG Conditionals Extended is an add-on to that mod, and expands its scope with animations that play during combat. It's a rather neat little add-on, and can actually come in pretty handy. You're able to visually gauge whether an enemy is low on stamina or magicka, which you could use as a cue to pressure them further while they're vulnerable. It's also quite hilarious to watch naked actors try to fight while they cover their privates. I think it's safe to say, armor modders are some of the most dedicated modders in the community. Month after month, we consistently see new armors with the kind of quality you'd expect to see in AAA games, 95% of which are for females only, because of, reasons. Anyways, this month is no different. Asura's Guard is a new mesmerizing armor set with some unbelievable attention to detail. The author mentions on the mod page that the armor is highly customizable, and they weren't messing around. In all my years of modding, never have I seen this level of customization. Using Body Slide, you're able to toggle zap sliders to tweak the appearance of the armor to your liking. We're talking about being able to toggle every single feather on the helmet, to individual straps on the cuirass, to plates of the tasset. I was going through sliders half expecting to see one for every chain. This armor also features a very unique crafting system, allowing you to modify the armor in a non-destructive way, so you can always revert changes. And even more customization can be done in-game at a forge, like removing the mask on the helmet or turning the heels into sabatons. You can find a crafting manual for the set in the Orcish settlement of Narzelbur, and a whole set of the armor is located in Hag's End, between Markarth and Solitude. I appreciate you watching till the end. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed these showcases. Consider grabbing some merch and supporting the channel on Patreon. My patrons helped me produce the content you're watching while I study at uni. Take care, lads and lasses, and see you next time.
Apocrypha's ancient knowledge is all at the touch of my fingertips.